It's Vivian and Andy, and we're doing the podcast.
Hey.
Hey. Well, we watched some movies last week, and we're going to talk about them.
Yes. All right. So what do we start with? Vampiros Lesbos.
Yes.
All right.
Vampiros Lesbos.
No, I think it's just like quasi-Spanish or something, because I think the director is Spanish.
Right, but it has like that movie's like nationally, it's all over the place. It's the story of Dracula, but with chicks.
Chicks.
With chicks.
Yeah, and it's made. It has like a Spanish director, a Spanish main actress, and a Swedish co-star. It's a Spanish and German production, so we watched the German dub. It's shot in Turkey, and we had English subtitles.
And
it's like the most international movie we've ever watched.
And I think it had that Italian thing where everybody just speaks their native language and then it gets dubbed over afterward.
Yeah, that's right.
So we get some Italian, but it's like every piece of Europe is included. But
yeah, so and the movie is about this. The movie is basically a retelling of Dracula, but like in the 60s and the 70s, in the early 70s, and with some ladies, So they get this. She's like an American. This is a Swedish lady that speaks German. She's an American that
she's the one that looks like Ivana Trump, isn't she?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she has to take some paperwork to some lady that's buying some real estate, like in Dracula.
The Contessa.
Yeah, that's right. And she goes in there, and stuff starts getting weird, and the Countess bites her and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like...
That was not a great summary, sorry.
Well, no, I remember it's like, all right, if we swapped gender roles around here a bit, let's imagine your real estate person has brought some papers over for you to sign because of a will that got probated, and they get naked, they get drunk and fall asleep in your kitchen table, and it's just like the Contessa gave her a lot of forbearance for what is otherwise unacceptable behavior.
That was pretty unacceptable behavior, yeah. Because I mean, if you're if this person that's bringing you some paperwork, just gets drunk, and passes out in the middle of your kitchen, it's like, okay.
Well, when you get Gumby and Gumby, it's what you expect.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so she has some weird dreams, and I'm having trouble remembering it.
It's okay. You had a lot to drink and you fell asleep, after naked sunbathing with the Contessa. Which, like she's the kind of vampire that's okay in the sunlight, so.
Oh yeah, she's a vampire, but she's actually tanning. So. So what happens is that her husband or her boyfriend starts looking for her. And he finds her like wasn't like in a hotel or something in Turkey.
Possibly.
Yeah. And then when she's back with him, she still has dreams of the Contessa.
Right. He's losing blood. He can't remember where he put it. So the Contessa is kind of becoming obsessed with her, and like not quite low key clingy, but very clingy.
Hey, it's love at first bite.
Oh shit!
Doo-doo-doo.
I can see why you had to go outside for that one. Damn.
I know. Yeah,
But yeah,
so no, but yeah, but basically what happens is that she falls in love. She falls in love, it's like, which is basically the doom of the vampire, falling in love with I mean, I guess I guess not always, but
yeah.
she falls in love with
Ivana.
with her, with Ivana Trump, and and then all she wants to do is just get her back basically.
Right. And then like I can't remember how it happened, but like I think at like the end, like Ivana breaks her heart or something, and it's like,
Yeah,
hmm.
yeah, and she has her familiar too and stuff. BK, cut this off, and we'll need to do a better version of it.
No, no, that's fine. The movie is
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
forgettable. It was sort of like a grindhousey chick exploitation thing, where it's like,
Well,
oh, it's a beautiful story of two women that make out and have splash around and roll in the
yeah,
sand.
yeah. There's there's a lot of that, but it has really good music.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna mention the music. I just can't remember any of it. I just remember I thought it was good at the time, but you can
Yeah,
see
so
what
it's
an
like
impression it
very,
made
very
on me.
like 70s shag music, It actually the music itself was released like in the 90s in a CD called Vampiros Lesbos Sexadelic Dance Party.
Hmm. There wasn't nearly as. Oh God, I remember. I remember the weird performance art thing at the beginning of the movie.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh my God, right. Which is yeah. The dance, which is like the dance of the vampires. Yeah, that's another thing that they mixed in there.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Countess, she's like a performer, and she does this thing where
She
there's
strips
some,
and dresses a mannequin.
yeah, mannequin that is just some other lady,
What was the movie's
and
message? Oh. The exquisite forbidden pleasure of the girl-on-girl bond,
I'm guessing that
like
they
in
were
my novels.
just trying to tell a sexy story, I guess.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah, we watched better movies though.
We did. So so moving on, I guess from that, I mean it was fine. It was too long, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
your Grindhouse movie should be like at the low end of an hour.
yeah. It was too long, and it had like repetition of some scenes and stuff, and some stuff that was hilarious. Like there was the moment when Ivana Trump is trying to get into her house,
Oh,
and she actually half opens like one of the doors, but
it's,
she wasn't supposed to go in through that door, so it's like she keeps trying other doors.
yeah, yeah. She acts like it's locked when it's not,
It's
and
not. She
yeah, just
actually
like, oh,
opens
it
it a
kind of
bit.
came open in her hand, and she's like, it's just, yeah. Yeah, it was a cool movie.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was. It was fine,
I mean, it was boring, despite all the girl-on-girl nudity. It's like,
Eh,
a woman's incomplete without a man. Anyway,
okay.
all right, our next movie,
Underwater.
Underwater.
Underwater from 2020. It has a Kristen Stewart, and it's about these people in an underground, sorry, underwater rig. They're like supposed to be like like at the bottom of the Marianas Trench, so like insanely deep, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and they in the movie starts. I mean, there's not a spoiler. The movie starts and everything's going to hell, uh, because like something happened that they did something. They dug too deep, too
Right,
greedily. And like and the whole station is falling apart.
right.
Um, So from then on, it becomes kind of like a survival thing where she has to like find her her crewmates and stuff, and they have to get out of the station and go to another station that is like a few miles away.
A few miles away, and they're gonna do it in these super tough dive suits as they descend deeper into the Marianas Trench, and
they have to walk along the floor, which it's pretty scary. The movie in general looked really to me it looked really good. I love the that technology look on it. It's kind of like that alien kind of technology. But again, to go back to Alien, I think it was trying too hard to be alien underwater, and it's like and the references to Alien got a little tiresome, I think.
right, and plus, like, none of the characters had anything going for them. The story went nowhere, and
Right, exactly. It's like the I wish that they had the actors that they had given the actors more to do because the script was like super shallow, you know.
despite being so deep underwater.
Mhm. Just feels like, and the setting is really cool and everything, but it's still kind of wasted. I mean, it's okay,
Yeah, I mean,
good
it's like,
effects and stuff, but it doesn't. I don't think it even feels like it's like for them to be at basically at the bottom of the deepest part of the sea. There's nothing that makes you feel that. It's like there's no moments of like oh take in the setting basically. Like
right.
other underwater movies like Sphere, for example. You sort of feel the setting. Of course, The Abyss.
Or
Um,
like, and they're in their little underwater space station that's even though it's being crushed slowly because of a hull breach or something, it's pretty roomy in there, and it's not like Das Boat where you have like all of these people piled on top of each other.
Oh gosh, yeah, no, it's huge. It's like these are huge installations. Yeah, which building at that depth, it's like that. Wow, the characters also were kind of terrible.
I
Not
mean, yeah,
interesting. Anything again,
Kristen
it's all
Stewart
very
wasn't
shallow.
terrible, but there wasn't anything to her.
Oh no,
um,
I mean she was fine. She was fine. Sorry,
it's
a
the other
plane
characters that were grating.
a plane is going by. Sorry. Yeah, the other characters were grating. I don't know. Some of the characters could have been more interesting, like the captain, and then there's
Right, right.
this whole thing about, oh, is it real? There's like something, but it's like they do nothing with it, and they end up just being just some monster thing that it's not really that good,
Right, and it's like, and all at once, it's like, "What's up, fellow weirdos? It's your boy HP back with the fish people."
Yeah, that's right. Of course. Hey, we have to get there in the end.
Right, and then we have a big fish people, and
Yeah,
they're going after the pod, and
yeah, yeah. So it's not very good,
right,
unfortunately. It was. I mean, I wish it had been because it looked really good.
yeah. I mean, like, it has like good sets and stuff. It just doesn't have anything else going for it.
Right.
It's like almost like, I mean, it's like it looks well and everything, but it's like it's got like a Sharknado level of effort put into the story
Yeah, that's right.
characters.
Yeah, but they weren't even funny. It's like they were like just underwritten, badly written.
Or we have the one guy who's being funny, who's just grating.
Yeah. He's the funny guy.
Ha 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 ha. He gets his insides ripped out, and it's fun.
Spoiler.
Not spoiler. We only introduce these characters to kill them. I got to reunite with my father.
So anyway, underwater. I mean, anyway, moving on.
Yeah, underwater. It was a response to another film. It's really big. It's missing from our entry. We'll get to it. But you know what else is underwater?
When?
Hard-boiled eggs.
That's right. Which I guess reminds me of hard-boiled cops, detectives.
Mm-hmm. Well, Hard Boiled is like, I think it's like the movie that brought John Woo West,
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I
and
think it
it's
is.
like
Yeah.
a 2 hour cop drama with like wall to
Oodles of
wall amazing
of
shootouts.
dead bodies.
Yeah, yeah, just like, look, you
It was,
can't walk 20 minutes in downtown Hong Kong without getting into a gun battle in those days. It
oh
was the
my gosh,
90s.
it's insane, and everyone's doing like dives through windows, and they're using two guns at the same time, and yeah, it's great.
And, just like plenty of extrajudicial police killings where it's like,
Oh gosh, yeah, that's
Tequila, you're
all
off
they
the
do.
case, and then he goes to the warehouse and he just like blows away like 30 people.
Yeah. He's been put off the case by the boss, but he's still there, for some reason.
Just,
And then they put him back on the case again. It's
all right,
okay.
well, it's just like, he's tasted blood. Better let him go at it.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's fun. It's a little excessive, but it's fun, and so it's got this thing where there's some undercover cop in the triads, and he's sending these coded messages to the police, but no one knows who he is. I mean, it's pretty, it ends up being pretty obvious who it is, and then they tell you. But um, the acting is good. I like that Cho Yun Fat is like he's kind of hamming it a bit,
Hmm. Yeah.
and Tony Long is great. Uh, he's got
Oh,
a great acting, great range of emotion there.
right, and his character is like pretty much like the star of the movie, despite
Yeah,
chewing the fat, getting top billing.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but
Yeah, Tony Long's character is the best, and it's the heart of the movie, really.
right. It's a 2 hour movie, and like a lot of Chinese action movies, the plot is borderline incomprehensible. And it's just like, what the hell is going on? And a lot of movies that'll unnerve you, but I'm just enjoying all these gun battles, and it's just like, we're
Yeah, I
done.
mean, there wasn't much. I really like the guy that played the villain too. I think he was great.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
it was a very hammy, but a lot of fun.
And
Um,
and his dragon, the uh, Jack Palance looking dude, Mad Dog.
yeah. The assassin guy with morals. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they have
yeah.
all these reversals and stuff, and
It's like, hey, I'm not about killing innocents, but I'll throw a grenade at anybody any day of the week. But
that's right. But yeah, the big set piece is this ridiculous gun battle at a hospital that is just like
yeah,
that. It just never ends. It
it,
just
it
keeps going and going and going. And then there's like this ludicrous scene where they have to save babies,
oh
and
yes, and they're all like trying to like lower them out the window one by one, but
and
I
getting
figured
shot, and
I figured just maybe leave the babies in there, since like there's a guy just like spraying the parking lot with bullets.
just so you know.
It's like like one of those silly Naked Gun parody style things, but at the same time it has you in its hold, and you're just paying attention to the action, and you're just really having fun with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a parody. I mean, at all. I just think it's just like an action movie with a sense of humor, basically.
Right. I
Um,
mean, it's not a
yeah,
parody, but like if you took a step back and thought, hey, wait a minute, but it's just,
yeah.
but it has you in its grip, and it's great.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's pretty good.
And also it's 2 hours and they kill 307 people.
307. Yeah, kind of like in Hot Shots, when they do the count of the
Oh
Rambo
yeah.
movie.
Kill count. It's just like, yeah, no, there's like tons of people getting shot in this movie.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And then there's like some things that go nowhere. Like at some point it's just like, oh, release the freezing gas or whatever in this chamber that our heroes are, but it's like nothing ever comes of it. They just get out, nothing
Yeah, it's
happens.
just they just turn on a fog machine and we cool our jets for a little bit.
Yeah.
but but yeah. I think it's like when's that movie from? 1990 or something?
19, I think it's like what, 1992 or something?
91,
I think
92, 90.
yeah, I think so. I think it's like
Hard boiled.
92.
Early
Yeah,
John Woo. Check it out.
I never seen a John Woo movie, like one of his like original ones.
Of course, we
I
saw one of his greatest movies, Face Off.
Well, Face Off, with Nick Cage, he's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just insane levels of Hong Kong action. It's great. It's
It's just
great.
crazy.
It's great. That's
It's
gonna
crazy,
be
yeah,
great.
and it's funny because when they're like they switch into English when they're speaking Chinese, and then they switch into English for some things, and it's just kind of funny.
Oh yeah. It's like, God damn.
Yeah. No. God damn, stop. Like that.
Like, he only means business when he drops his Chinese.
Yeah.
All right, and the next movie we watched was Elle.
Yeah, Elle. It's a movie by Paul Verhoeven, from 2016. I think that's his latest movie, I think.
Paul Verhoeven of Robert Kopp fame.
Yes. Starship Troopers, RoboCop, um,
Showgirls.
the Showgirls, the Fourth Man. Hey, I like Showgirls. Okay.
I can't support you in that.
Oh, come on, it was good.
No, it was silly.
Yeah, so what? I think it's a lot better than people give it credit for.
True, because Verhoeven's a master, but
He is.
it,
I don't know the characters. It's like we're not going to talk about that now, but I
please.
like the characters, and it just seemed like
In any event,
like
Elle is a far better film than Showgirls.
in some respects, I guess.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
mean the
think
dancing's pretty weak, but
no, I think he it's always great. I hadn't seen one of his later movies. I think I stopped watching his movies with Hollow Man, which is terrible. I mean, I may have to we may have to rewatch it. You've never seen it, right?
correct.
Yeah. We may have to rewatch it. It's Kevin Bacon. It's pretty terrible. Um, and that came after. I think that's after like Starship Troopers. I think that's what he did afterwards.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that was it after that.
It's like, all right, fuck this Western market shit, and he
No,
went back.
actually, hold on. He actually he did Showgirls, and then he did Hollow Man, right?
No, he did Showgirls before Starship Troopers,
Okay,
and then
okay.
Hollow Man, and then
And then Hollow Man. Okay, yeah.
Fade Away.
And then yeah, then I wish he was back because he's such a great director. Just watching that movie, it's so well done. It's like one of those things that's like so well crafted. It's like it's an actual director.
Hmm.
But anyway, Ella, it takes place in France. I read that it was that originally Paul Verhoeven wanted to make it set in Boston,
Mm-hmm.
because the script is actually was written in English. He wanted to set it in Boston, but he couldn't find the funding, so he got it made in France, and they actually translated the script to French.
And I think that that works for it. It kind of gives it a foreign feel by
Well, I mean,
making it foreign.
that was really useful. Thank you.
Well, give it a very exotic feel.
Yes, it's
Anyway, the film
exotic.
opens with Isabel Huppert getting
Yeah,
assaulted.
yeah. That's one of the things that I think one of the greatest things is her performance. Her performance is great. It's one of those movies that kind of hinges on the central performance because she's on
Hmm.
the camera all the time. You know, the camera follows her just all the time, and she is great. The actress is just great.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Anyway, like she gets assaulted and like
very
instead of
violent.
calling the police and just going through the stuff, she just moves on with her life
Yeah, yeah. She
and like
just
refuses to let it
wash.
damage her.
Yeah, she washes up, orders sushi. You know.
Cleans up the mess, and then like a couple days later at dinner, she announces, "Oh, I was assaulted the other day."
No, I was assaulted. That there wasn't much. There's not much to discuss, I guess. But
It's like that's how
but
far
yes.
beneath me it is.
Well, yeah. Well, there's this whole plot with her and her father. Her father was like a maniac that killed like a bunch of people, and she was and people assumed that she had something to do with it when she was a child. So she doesn't trust the police. So she doesn't call the cops or anything like that, and she just tries to go on with her life. But the uh, the rapist keeps contacting her and stuff, and so she's trying to find out who the rapist is.
Right, and it has kind of like this whodunit thing to it, where like
Yeah,
all of her interactions with like at work and elsewhere, you're just like kind of looking at it and saying, what's going on here?
yeah, yeah. And the movie has this whole thing about violence, symbolic violence, like because she works for a video game company, and she's
She
like
runs the video game company.
it's just right. She actually runs. She founded it with her friend that she's having an affair with her husband. You know,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
she and she's got this. She does. They do these games, or there's like, and it looks like some sort of like I don't know, like Assassin's Creed thing or something, but where you're some sort of rapist gargoyle. It's a mess. And she's like, oh, we need to show more her face when she's being raped and stuff like that. And this was like before she got raped and stuff. So, um, but
Well, no, no,
she's
like,
she's trying to play the audience.
well, like, she was working on the game before that, and like at the meeting afterwards, like she's like trying to talk about how important this goblin tentacle rape thing is to the core
Yeah,
mechanics of this game that they're making.
yeah, because what it
Because
does is that
Ubisoft. Okay.
yes. Well, I think that there's a thing where because one thing that they kind of say in passing is that the rape makes the character, like the female character
Yeah.
that gets raped by the gargoyle, she becomes like some dark queen or something like that. So the rape is her background, you
Hmm.
know. So which is kind of parallels with her, you know.
Right.
Um, but I thought it was great. The music is great. The again the way it's shot is great. The editing, everything. The performances, everything is great. I didn't connect too much with her character. I think she kind of reminded me of these right-wing women that are like that refuse to believe that women are oppressed or something like that, and
Hmm.
they say like I'm never gonna be a victim, so they choose to get over it, that being called a victim is the worst thing for them, and they choose to try to get over it by sort of dominating the situation rather than fighting it or something like that. And I'm actually playing, she's actually playing the audience of the game, with all these rape themes and stuff like that,
Right.
just
Right.
just to show,
I
just
thought
to
that was like
show,
kind of interesting that like she sort of turns the tables on her rapo, um, and just sort of like spoils the victimhood experience for them. Um, but I also kind of like in her character that, maybe this is like the right wing woman thing is like there's like just little bits of evil that bubble out of her.
Right, right. It's she's like a really spiteful, cold person.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like,
That and it's fun. It's just she just reminded me of other kind of like quote unquote anti-feminist women. That are like that. Uh, Sorry,
oh,
feminism in your video games. But um, yeah, she reminded me of this kind of woman that rather than just so that they won't feel that they're a victim of anything, that they will try to dominate the situation. You know what? I'm even dominating this rape, that you're doing to me because you can, because you're stronger than me, that kind
right.
of thing. And it's like she takes it all on herself. It's kind of like it's kind of like a a heroic kind of thing.
Mm. And like
But of
I
course,
like
those people, those are those are the women that are telling other women, well, if you got raped, it's your fault or something like that. So
LOL. But no, I also like that it's like she was hurt, but she's not going to let it take her down. But at the same time, she like goes out and hurts other people.
hmm
Like, she sees her ex-husband's car in a parking spot and she just tears the hell out of the front of it by parking her car directly into it. And it's
yeah.
just like, oh, what happened to your car? Somebody must have done that. And it's
Well,
like,
he knows that it was her, but it's like she does violence to other the other people too, like the people that are close to her.
right, right. Like she's sleeping with her best friend's husband, and she like saying like spiteful things to her mother, and just
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, because her mom is, she's getting like a new boyfriend, and like a young boyfriend,
yeah.
and she says like, and she gives her all kinds of hell for that.
And her relationship with her son is just like
Oh, it's just well, her son, it's like it's like a piece of meat,
he's a low T meathead.
Yeah, well, he's it's like he's so dumb, so dumb.
Right, but he's like not like so dumb in a like a jock sort of way. He's like so dumb in a like beta cuck sort of way.
He's just dumb, I think too.
Yeah.
And it's true that they show that that his girlfriend is had a child with some other guy, and he's like, oh, that's my child, even though it's like it couldn't be his child, and
It looks
everything.
nothing like you.
No, no, yeah, exactly. Um,
And
and he quits his job because his car broke down.
I had to resign my position at McDonald's because I was unable to
Yeah,
attend. And it's and like his girlfriend and his mom are like, "What the fuck?"
yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting movie. Good.
It's a good movie. It has a lot of interesting things going for it. I think the best part is that Paul Verhoeven made it, so it's very well done.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like one of those. I think we do that with some of his other movies too, where it's like an audience participation movie where you and I are like talking while we're watching it, and it's just
hmm
like we're not losing anything. We're just like getting deep and speculating, and it's
Yeah,
great. It's one of those good ones.
yeah, yeah. It reminded me more of like his stuff, like The Fourth Man.
Yes, yes.
That's
I was
actually
getting
similar to that. It's just one of his '80s movies.
right, right. And it's just like where there's like some mystery and like some sexiness and violence and what's going on, and it's like dut 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 boom, very cool,
Yeah.
very cool.
Anyway, so
Hmm.
next up we watched The Devils, the
Yes,
Ken Russell movie.
Ken Russell's
So
The Devils.
so controversial, forbidden in 25 countries or whatever.
Oh yeah, 1973. It's like You've never seen
Yeah.
something so outlandish. Oh, well, it's almost 50 years old, so
Yeah,
a lot of the
no.
stuff we've been inoculated for since then, but it's just like,
Yeah, I mean it's actually the the sex stuff, that's in it. It's just it's kind of, well, anyway, so the movie is about this town that has this he's like the vicar, right? I mean, he's like
well,
the
this
the
is like
head.
based on like an actual historical thing.
Yeah.
The Devils
And
of Loudun.
yeah, Loudun in France. So they have Oliver Reed, the big ham.
Oh yeah,
um
he's just fucking great.
oh, he's great. He everything he hams, but it's just great. um and he has this intensity, like this acting intensity, it's just great. So what happens is that he is like this like head priest, and but he's also like a philanderer, so he's always like having sex with women and stuff like that.
Sex with women.
Yeah. And he gets pregnant, the daughter of the mayor, right?
He impregnates the daughter of the mayor.
Yeah.
You'd said it like he was the one that got pregnant, and I'm like, oh.
I didn't say that. I said he gets pregnant, the mayor's daughter. I did never said he got pregnant. You just understood that.
Yeah, you said he gets pregnant, the mayor's daughter. You got to move your comma around. He got the mayor's daughter pregnant.
Why are Americans so simple?
Because we love you.
Oh, you're just challenging me now, right?
Yes. The challenge of love. But yeah, Oliver Reed's character,
Okay,
Urbain
so
Grandier, is he's sort of like like you said, a philanderer, but like he's far and away the most likable character.
right. Well, at first he is not very likable. He seems kind of,
Right.
kind of blasé about, all these, these women that he just leaves there, naked, after he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But then he has this moment when he meets one lady that she's like very godly, and he falls in love with her,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to sort of he wants to marry her, and glorify God through the love of a woman,
Right.
love of one woman. Uh, but
Gasp.
the the mayor's daughter, she's mad because she's pregnant and he doesn't care, and
Oh, and Urbain Grandier in this movie, he is like the most irresistible sex symbol because he has Oliver Reed's mustache, and
yes, and yeah,
everybody in town's like, "Oh, ooh, look at this guy! He's such a hottie."
like all the women love him, and oh yeah, that's right. In the procession, like all the women are just dying to see him by, and it's like and there's a convent that almost looks like a jail. It's just interesting, like the all the architecture and the sets in the movie are really good.
Right. And
Like the convent looks like a jail, and the Urbain Grandier's place, is kind of like a tower, it's really cool.
right, and like at the same, it has like a sort of silly feel to it, like kind of like Ken Russell's other movies,
Mm-hmm.
particularly Listomania.
Oof. Oh my God, Listomania.
But at the same time, it's like more serious and grounded.
Or Gothic.
Yeah.
Come to think
Ken
of it,
Russell's a real treasure.
yeah, Ken Russell, man. Um, but so what happens is that combined with so he there's Vanessa Redgrave plays this crazy nun that's like the head of this convent, and she wants him because she's like in love with him, like you
Right,
know
and she has fantasies
she
of him as
she has a
Jesus
hot.
coming down from the cross to make love to him, and
Yeah, she has the hots for him in, it's like in a Jesus-y way, which is
hmm
interesting because that's actually not far from like some of the writings of nuns in like in the Middle Ages, and and monks too, um, and so she wants him to be like the leader of the monastery of the convent, but he refuses because he doesn't care. She's like completely in love with him, but he doesn't care.
right.
He
He's
has
like
never even seen her, so he sends her his assistant to be the head of the convent.
right, and pretty much like all the people that have like began grinding an axe for Urbain Grandier,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because he like thwarts them either politically or he gets their daughter pregnant or you know he
Right, yeah, because he has this whole thing about the independence of Loudun. Because the movie starts with like some with Cardinal Richelieu, having the year of the king and saying like, we have to topple down the walls of all these cities,
so that
like
they'll
all
never
the
rise up against you because they're not fortified anymore.
right, exactly. So you don't have to siege them. You can just invade them.
Right. No more of these Protestant strongholds. And
Right. Yeah. There's the whole thing about the Protestant stronghold stuff. And in Grandier, he's fighting to keep the walls of the city for its independence, basically.
right, and he like seems to actually like care about the city, at least in the movie.
Yeah, he does. He does, and I like that the city has these big like large wide walls. It looks really good.
Anywho, it boils down to all of the schemers in town that don't like Grandier scheme with Vanessa Redgrave and other stuff. So they say that he bewitched her, and
Right, that he's some sort of incubus or something like that. That he comes in her dreams, which it's true that she does dream about him.
right, but and like they're all trying to no, this won't hold up, and it's like,
Yeah.
but wait, what if we got like a completely insane inquisitor here, Father
Oh
Barry?
yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. He's just crazy. He looks like he was in a psychedelic band in the '60s or something like that.
Oh yeah, and he's just like screaming his lines and stuff, and like
Oh, you talk about hamming it. Oh
oh
my God.
yes, and
He just
it's
goes
just
crazy. It just goes nuts. And so that this whole thing about getting a testimony out of the nun.
yeah, it's like it all kind of like builds up to this. All right, look, we're having public exorcism. Tell these nuns to show them how crazy he's made them. So they're all like
Right, yeah.
stripping naked, and this is the like the big scene that got it banned and like
Everywhere? Yeah.
everywhere. Like all these shaved headed nuns that are naked. They pull a giant crucifix off the wall and lay it down and start grinding on Jesus.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
And
Which I
like
imagine that was very shocking at the time.
all these
Um,
shocking visuals of women
Probably
masturbating.
it would
Oh
still be
my
shock.
God.
It would still be shocking to some people today. But it was yeah, you gotta like ban from wide release and everything.
Right. And it's just like, we saw more nudity and women in love, right?
Well, at least it was nicer.
Yeah, it's like an Instead of these like horny nuns grinding on a Jesus, we have
That scene is good. That
Oliver
scene is,
Reed, having a naked wrestling match in front of a fireplace with his
you know,
friend Dave.
with his good friend Dave.
Yes,
Just strictly
no
strictly
homo.
wrestling, no
Yes,
homo. Yeah.
yes,
Um, that movie is good. I really like it. So no
yeah. It's like on the Ken Russell scale from
yeah, that
like an
was one too.
actual serious movie, and this is sort of like between a serious movie and Listomania
Yeah. Yes. So
or Tommy.
Tom, what you Tommy is saying it's Ken Russell too?
I think so.
Huh.
All the principal
I mean,
players.
I know it has the guy from the Who too. What's his name?
Yeah, he did Tommy and Altered States, which is fun.
Altered States. Yeah, that was fun too. But yeah, so what happens is that so they get him to confess. They get the nuns to confess, quote unquote, but all they're looking is for uh, a an excuse to hang Grandier and more importantly, take down the walls of the city and its independence away.
Right,
And everyone's got an axe to grind there.
right. Oh, and I guess, and if Grandier confesses, either way, he's out of the way. So,
Right. Well, I mean, whether he confesses or not, then doesn't matter.
mhm.
But yeah, it's like this like a really harrowing part at the end. But anyway,
They're
so
torturing him and stuff, and it's just like, yeah,
yeah,
maybe that's the other part that got the movie banned. Uh,
yeah, yeah. But it's a good movie. It's it does have something to say, and I think it felt kind of like all the crazy stuff in it kind of felt like sourced in a way, which is interesting. Um,
Sourced.
Sourced, yeah, like that's kind of how like crazy panics and things in medieval times was, like the dance, dance crazes and stuff like that, and all
Hmm.
that, it's like, yeah, or like, when, there was some devil possession in some town or something, and everyone started ripping their clothes or something like that. That's like some of those stories that you read in like in old medieval, chronicles and stuff.
Right.
Um, and it kind of felt like that. And again, like the thing with the nuns dream of, because it's all about sexual frustration,
Yeah.
like the point of the movie is that sexual frustration makes people crazy. Like she does her sexual frustration through the religion, which is very much how it was at the time. It's like the religion, the Christianity was an all-encompassing system that you understood everything through it, you know
Hmm.
everything through it. So
It was the
um
science of our time. Uh,
oh yeah, I mean, it was well, I mean, it's just like what I'm going towards is that you know the metaphors for human feelings at the time all went through Christianity in medieval Europe.
hmm.
Like, if you wanted to say that, that you felt in a certain way, or the way that you talk to yourself was using the language of religion too, I think, which I think is really interesting that the movie kind of, yeah, does that too.
But then again, it like if it's getting close to something actually thoughtful about the message, then it just veers off into like giant enema syringes and grinding on Jesus and
Well,
uh,
that
a shaved
that
headed monk jerking off into his robe. You know,
yeah, well, that's I think it's all part of the thing about the untamed. The Ken Russell has that the
yeah,
sort of like untamed and uncontrollable uh, power, like energy of sexuality. I think you know, and it's like it's very 60s, and that well, if people had more sex, that we would have no wars. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what he's saying, but that kind of thing,
from that era.
That that sexual frustration, and sexual liberation was the theme of the day,
And we could kind of climb up onto a sort of meta commentary where like the outrageousness of this movie is paralleled with like all the censors are trying to crush it, but in the movie it's about this free spirit padre trying to be crushed by it's
well, he wasn't trying to be crushed, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He got pregnant though.
Stop.
Okay.
Cut this out, please. Stop.
Stop.
Please stop.
Right. I feel like we've been talking for a little while now.
Yeah, why don't we stop for now?